An expected spell of reprieve in war-torn Afghanistan suffered a major setback as the country witnessed a deadly bomb blast in the eastern Logar province. The attack came before a three-day ceasefire by Taliban was to begin in the country for the Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha. Meanwhile, the intra-Afghan peace talks between Afghan government and the Taliban seems to be moving ahead as both the sides have agreed to solve prisoner dispute and cease the violence, a report. A deadly bomb blast struck the Pule Alam city, the capital of the eastern Logar province, which killed at least 18 people, including Afghan security personnel, and wounded several others. The police officials said that the explosion targeted Afghan security forces, but civilian casualties are also feared. So far, no group claimed the responsibility for this attack. However, Taliban promptly denied its involvement in this brutal assault. This attack yet again indicates the active presence of several anti-peace groups in the country, which are trying to gain the leverage from the long-delayed peace process between the Afghan government and the Taliban.
This is certainly a very dangerous trend. The Taliban has assured that it will be able to act against such terrorist groups, and ideologically also Taliban has got no commonality with the ISK. Nevertheless, if there is a security vacuum in Afghanistan, there will be a large number of Islamic State fighters from other parts of the world who will migrate here to Afghanistan, occupy the security space and carry out complex terrorist attacks, which will imply a large number of civilian casualties, a large number of casualties of foreigners, and large number of casualties also on the security forces. So the important premise is that there should be no vacuum in the security space, and the Taliban, if it comes on board, has to also contribute to targeting the ISK.
The latest attack comes as the long-delayed peace talks are appearing back on track after Taliban announced a three-day ceasefire during the Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha and called on its fighters to avoid attacking Afghan forces and to not enter government-controlled areas. Welcoming the move by Taliban, Afghan government also announced the reciprocal three-day ceasefire. The Taliban proposed the ceasefire after President Ghani pledged to release all 5,000 Taliban militants as part of the prisoner swap agreement signed by the US and Taliban and urged the militant group to get ready for talks in a week. Meanwhile, a Taliban spokesman Sohail Shaheen said the group will also release the remaining prisoners of the Afghan government by Eid for goodwill, thus completing the total 1,000. Now, this development has once again raised prospect of an extended cessation of violence and revived the long-delayed launch of direct talks between the government and insurgents over a permanent ceasefire and a power-sharing deal.
Today, one would say that the development appears positive. However, the nature of ideological divide in Afghanistan, the very nature of the non-state actor Taliban, the pulls and pressures within and the pulls and pressures which will be applied on the Taliban from outside, and here I specifically mean Pakistan, would not guarantee that tomorrow will be the same. Hence, we have to make sure that the Taliban sticks to the word which it is given today, and that is it will start holding the talks with the government as soon after Eid as possible.
Frantic efforts are being made by United States to clear the way for intra-Afghan talks, a step forward in the execution of the US Taliban peace deal. US Special Representative for Afghanistan Zalmay Khalilzad wished the Afghan people a peaceful holiday and also thanked the Afghan security forces for their commitment. Khalilzad also held talks with Ashraf Ghani and Abdullah Abdullah, head of the High Council for National Reconciliation, and discussed about the need to keep violence down by all sides after the ceasefire and the completion of the prisoner exchange to pave the way for intra-Afghan talks. But peace looks still an elusive dream in the water nation as the scale of violence has significantly increased since the US Taliban peace deal. Portraying the grim picture of Afghanistan's situation, Ghani said 3,560 Afghan troops had been killed and 6,781 wounded since signing the deal. He said 775 civilians had also been killed and another 1,609 wounded and 689 kidnapped.
Taliban may be using violence for two purposes. One is as a negotiating strategy with the Afghan government, and the second is to increase their geographic control in Afghanistan so that from the rural areas they are able to gain control of the urban centers, which will again enhance their capability for negotiating when the talks are undertaken. However, this level of violence is definitely not acceptable from any party. It has to be ensured that Taliban commits itself to reduction of the violence, and they cannot target their own Afghan brethren, just as they have not targeted the United States and NATO forces based on the agreement of 29 February. Some sort of a commitment has to be obtained that the violence will be reduced before the talks begin.
The upcoming intra-Afghan talks have certainly created a sense of optimism about ending this 19-year-long war in Afghanistan. Achieving an acceptable peace agreement, however, will not be easy. It is still uncertain whether the Taliban is serious about reaching a deal with Afghan government, who they denounce as puppets, or have just agreed to them as a ploy to get US forces to leave the country.